Hey, what's up, fellas? Welcome back to another episode of Flawless Fantasy Football. Hey, check it out, man. This is going to be like a rapid-fire episode. A lot of stuff is going on right now on my agenda. I'm sure you guys got a lot of stuff going on. Hey, but guess what? I'm making time for a video. Actually, it's going to be the first of two today. But you're going to have to listen to this video, all right? Because I ain't got time for all that little fancy editing and stuff like that. So listen to this video. We're here talking about the later tier players I love for 2024 in fantasy football. Hey, listen, when I say later tier, that doesn't mean late as in round 10, 11, or 12, you know. When I say later tier, I'm talking about the later as in to fill out the core of your team, you know, before you really start taking deep shots and stuff like that, you know. So these are the players that definitely should be drafted, obviously. So it's just like, you know, again, it's to round out the core of your team when I say later rounds. So I'm going to give you two positions that two players in each position I love. But hey, because I love you, only because I love you, I'm going to give you 4 wide receivers today. I know you guys are freaking wide receiver nuts. So guess what? I got to make sure I cater to that a little bit. All right. That's just how I roll. So let's get into it. Later tier players that I love in 2024. Let's start with a quarterback. Simple and plain. This quarterback finished as the number 5 quarterback last year overall in fantasy. I don't know why, but I guess it's like that because it's the curve that people are looking at. But I still see this guy actually being a top 6 quarterback regardless. He's currently going number 8 overall on the quarterbacks ADP list, on the quarterbacks consensus list. And that's no other. He has no true number 1 receiver in my eyes, and they're all legit. And I say all legit. They all can do damage, and he doesn't make many mistakes. I really love. See what I did there? This quarterback for 2024. That's no other than Jordan Love. That's right. Jordan Love. He finished as the number 5 quarterback last year, and he's the number 8 quarterback coming off the board on average. Look, and I get it, but to me, he seems like the quarterback that could get you. He cannot hurt your team, and he can always perform up to where everybody else points. He can still put up a 24, 25, 26-point game when it comes down to it. So I've seen him. Whenever I saw him put up some games last year, I'm like, man, you know, he's putting up more than most quarterbacks on certain weeks, you know. So, and he's not one of those players going to give you a team like a 12 or something like that, you know. I love Jordan Love for this. For 2024 is my first quarterback. Second up, is currently going. He finished as the number 6, 1 spot behind Jordan Love last year in quarterbacks, and he's currently going as the number 11 quarterback off the board. You know, I don't want to. I can't hear all of the wide receiver drama that's on the team. I'm not buying into it. You know, it's like I got to buy into the narrative of what they're trying to do with this team, and if they're going to do that with this team, and this quarterback finished as number 6 last year, I wanted to have him on my, I want to say breakout quarterbacks, but top 10 quarterbacks from last year. I just didn't have the heart to do it. But going out as the number 11 quarterback off the board, a low-end quarterback 1, but I definitely believe that he can perform admirably again, definitely within the top 8 easily. And that's no other than Brock Purdy. That's Brock Purdy. Look, y'all know I ain't about the homer business, but Brock Purdy finished number 6 last year. He's currently going as the number 11. Let me tell you something about, he has the weapons. He got Kittle. He got Ayuk. He got, Debo, he got McCaffrey. When I say Ayuk, he ain't going nowhere. As to date of him making this video, he hasn't been going anywhere yet. So guess what? He has all the weapons he needs. Any quarterback to get those short dump downs to a great elite running back like Christian McCaffrey, those are easy points as well. But let me tell you something about Jordan Love and Purdy. Both averaged like 19.4. Jordan Love's averaged 19.4, and Purdy averaged 19.2. Fantasy points last year. Guess who averaged 18.4? That's right. Both of those dudes, Jordan Love and Brock Purdy, averaged more points per game than your Patrick Mahomes last year. Yes, I know it was a down year, but guess what? That's the truth of the freaking matter. People that picked Patrick Mahomes last year were somber. Here's the deal. Let's say if it's a number 1 quarterback. Let's say he's Jalen Hurts or something this year. Let's just throw it out there. So people feel like, oh, I got to have Jalen Hurts going to be the number 1. Well, whoever picked, let's say if you don't pick Jalen Hurts and somebody else picked Jalen Hurts, you would only have to worry about Jalen Hurts, what? Maybe twice a season. at the most, twice a season. You don't play against Jalen Hurts. You're not going to play against the number one guy every single week. It's even if the person that got CMC to pick him overall. Oh, man, you got CMC. We're like, you're only going to have to deal with CMC twice at the most per season. And that's if that person, and that's not a guarantee that person even makes it to the championship game. So don't be afraid about one player, one or two players. You have to be able to build your team, a well-rounded team with upside, so you can be the most formidable going into games week to week. All right, that's just enough on that. So let's go to running backs. I'm going to actually put the list up towards the end of the video, but make sure you listen because, again, you're going to need to hear this commentary. So I'm going to put the list up of these players at the end of the video. Next up is currently going as the 21st quarterback. I mean, 21st running back, tongue twister. And overall, and as a low-end running back too. But I love him for this year as a lower-tier player that y'all love, connected to a great offense, great offensive line. And that's no other than David Montgomery. Yep, David Montgomery. Here's the thing. David Montgomery has his role. He has his role. And look, I know a lot of you guys are. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in on these Jahmyr Gibbs and A-Chain type guys. I'm not in on them. Just like fly-by-night, flash in the pan. They get hurt. Look, Jahmyr Gibbs already had a hamstring, here recently in preseason. So guess what? Hamstrings tend to linger and pop up, and they're going to want to protect him. He'll definitely be limited, in my opinion, week one. So David Montgomery, I can see David Montgomery getting a little splash touchdown on top of whatever else he do rushing. That's just me. That's just what I think. So I love David Montgomery going as a low-end RB2 at number 21 overall. And, because he has his role, and Jahmyr Gibbs is kind of glassy in my opinion. I'm not wishing anything on him, but that's just my thing. I don't like those type of backs. I know a lot of you guys do because you PPR nuts, but hey, that's just not how I roll. Hopefully, both of them can share the backfield well and do what's best for Detroit. But I'd rather have David Montgomery over Gibbs. That don't mean you have to though. So number 24 overall, and you can see a pattern here. Number 24 overall is for a later tier player that I love, running back Najee Harris. And let me tell you something. I've been an anti-Najee Harris ever since he's been in the league. He had that 1 year where he was just hyper targeted and hyperly evolved, but he was very efficient in my opinion. That was back when Ben was playing, I believe. Yeah, and you got Jaylen Warren there, okay? And I like Jaylen Warren. But let's be honest. Let's talk about it again. I love Jaylen Warren, as explosive he is and everything like that. Guess what? Jaylen Warren has a hamstring issue. Hamstring. Not only that, you got Arthur Smith that came over. Old boy from Atlanta. And that's all he want to do is run. Everybody knows that's all they want to do is run. Everybody knows you just want to run. I don't like the quarterback play. And guess what? They're a defensive team. So I really feel as if Najee Harris will be, he's so selfish too. He do not want to give up that job to Warren. And this may be his last year, but Najee is going to have a great opportunity to might have his best year yet, which this scheme is going on. So number 24, based on him being the starter and Warren having actually a hamstring, Najee Harris is a player that I love for 2024. Those are the two running backs I love. And for the later tier, David Montgomery and Najee Harris. Let's go to, you know what? I'm going to go my whole wide receivers to the end on y'all real quick. Let's go to tight ends. This tight end I love for, listen, when you're waiting for tight end this late like this, I want to get a tight end that has some upside. Has some touchdown upside, not just receiving upside. And so this tight end I like for this year, that I love for this year, is David Njoku. If he can stay on the field and stay involved the whole time through, he was a freaking league winner for some people last year. So David Njoku, you got Amari Cooper getting a year older. Not to say he's old or whatever, but David Njoku really could have that breakout year when the offense kind of evolves around him. It could happen. The dude's a machine, so he just got to keep it together and stay on the field. He's currently going as the number 9 tight end off the board, and that could be a steal for some people. Number 2 is Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson, you got old boy over there holding out. CD, but he'll be back in a hot little minute, I believe. But he's the second target, in that offense. That's what I believe. So, you Yeah, you got old boy, the old long in the tooth boy. I can't remember think of his name right now. Yeah. Brandon Cook. You got him over there, but Jake Ferguson, they pass a lot over there. Jake Ferguson is the safety net there. I don't know safety net. They throw it him a lot. Then they throw it to him in his zone too. So I love Ferguson. Mr. Jake Ferguson as a later tier player that I love. Him and David Njoku. Currently number 9 and number 10 tight ends off the board. Let's jump right to the wide receivers, guys. This is very important here. All right, this is going to give you some juice. This is going to be some hardcore stuff. It's time to reach down and grab a pair. Okay, reach down and grab a pair. Check and see if you got a pair down there. I'm sure you do. All right, I'm gonna give you 4 wide receivers real quick. All right. First, we're gonna start with T. Higgins. He's currently going as the number 28 off the board. That's wide receiver 3 range, So here's the deal. If you got Joe Burrow, you got Jamar Chase, still want the bag and holding out. T. Higgins is currently on the field right now getting all the love. Caught a touchdown in the preseason, if I'm not mistaken. And T. Higgins is that player that if Joe Burrow stays healthy, I'm not worried about the rookie wide receiver that they drafted. He got to pay his dues. And he'll have some gains, but it's all going to be about T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, or Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. And Higgins may not be there next year, so he'll be showcasing for another team. I believe T. Higgins has close to 10 TD upside, but he's glass now. But maybe if last year was his glass year, he come back now and he just he plays the majority of the games. So if he does, and he don't only miss like 2 games, I believe T. Higgins will be a legit every week starter for somebody here in fantasy football. He's somebody that if he slipped, I don't know, people probably kind of sad on him that I scoop him up because he's attached to an elite arm. And I believe the target share should be there for him too. Because again, Tyler Boyd's gone and they got a rookie. So I believe more of the passing share would actually go to him, him and Chase. So Chase is automatic, but also I love T. Higgins here as a later player in 2024. He's going as 28 wide receiver off the board. All right, let me skip to the number 34 wide receiver off the board currently. And that is, and again, you guys are going to see me staying true to these things right here. And that is no other than Calvin Ridley. Look, guys, don't blame me. DeAndre Hopkins has been out with a knee injury for, a couple weeks or so. For almost several weeks. And he old. So he don't recover as well. None of us recover as well when we get old. We ain't out teenagers no more than 20-something years old. So he's the number 1 receiver on the team. Now, I do believe, here's the thing too, the QB loves to throw deep over there. They love to freaking throw deep. You got an arm on them. And if Hopkins got to be missing games or hurt or just be a decoy, this can be a huge year for Calvin Ridley. I've never had Calvin Ridley, but this is a year I'd pick him if based on me needing wide receivers at a certain point in time. I want wide receivers that can pop. I don't want no middle and freaking wide receivers. All right, so that's T. Higgins and Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley corner going to number 34. Now, let me talk to you about the wide receiver. This is the 3rd wide receiver here. Wide receiver is currently going number 36. Let me explain something to you guys. Don't sleep on this guy. Now, look, when I say the game, like, oh, yeah, he's good. But he's currently going like the 6th round, early 6th. I don't give a damn if you got to pick this dude a full round early. You taking a chance if you're going late 5. I'd pick him early 5th. To be honest with you, I'm ballsy. All depending on what my makeup on my team is, I pick him late 4th. Because he's going to outperform his ADP by far. I wasn't afraid of the weapons that they brought to this team. I saw what he did last year when they changed over the team and they started going through him and not the tight end. Do not drop the ball on picking Rashee Rice for Kansas City. Don't drop the ball. Everybody else is so scared. The suspension like a few weeks ago. And I didn't want to let the cat out of the bag and stuff like that because I don't care about having new subscribers. But it's like, this is a freaking no-brainer. This dude's going to finish as a wide receiver 1. I was never scared of, you guys know me. I don't buy into the bull crap hoopla. A lot of people make content and talk about this suspension. I'm like, God, dog, man, I ain't finna do that. I ain't finna waste my time. I got better stuff to do. But I was never worrying about really I'm not sorry about Rashee Rice in the suspension. Never freaking worry about it. But now because they done pushed all these players up, he's still going in the late fifth round, early sixth. I don't believe he belongs there. I believe if this suspension wasn't looming or none of this type of stuff, he'd been out there the whole time and everything, they'd be talking about planting this dude in the third round. I believe he deserves third round status, but he definitely should get picked in the fourth over somebody else that you may be, I don't want to say reaching on, but just hoping for. You don't have to hope with anybody that's attached to Patrick Mahomes. He's going to have a better year than last year. The wide receivers are falling down like crazy over there. You got Worthy. Everybody hawked up on Worthy. Man, come on. How many times we got to see this going through freaking wide receivers on Kansas City? We got to see this every freaking time. It's about freaking Rashee Rice. Don't sleep on him. All right, next up. And this is your number 4 wide receiver. This is the 4th wide receiver I'm talking about today. And listen, I'm always going to come at the wide receivers that are hurt on the team. I'm going to come at them. And if I see an opportunity, and I already believe this was going to be happening anyway, but now that he's glassing out finally, this one wide receiver is glassing out, that's going to push up this second-year wide receiver, and I believe he's going to be a great part of the, even a greater part of the offense this year, and that's no other than JSN, Jackson Smith-Njigba. Yep. Tyler Lockett's glassing out, man. Tyler Lockett, he's hurt. So he's got a little leg injury, and he's been out on the sideline basically for several weeks. Tyler Lockett's old. He's long in the tooth. His time has passed. So yeah, he'll be out there, but it's going to be DK Metcalf and JSN. Look, don't sleep on Jackson Smith-Njigba. He showed a dynamic ability last year, and don't sleep on him this year. So it's about, to me, when you can capitalize on these guys, 7th, 8th round, 6th, 7th, 8th round, and you can form your team up like that, and you done already built a nice nucleus in the earlier rounds, and then you can, that's gonna make your team freaking, damn near invincible. If you're drafted right in the core, very solid and elite in the core. So the 4 wide receivers here that I spoke on was T. Higgins, Calvin Ridley, Rashee Rice, and JSN, Jackson Smith-Njigba. Hey, look, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And hey, the next episode is going to be the deep late round gold nugget players for 2024. These are players that, I believe you should be taking a chance on. Taking a chance on picking these outside of the players we already listed in the series of players I love. These are players you should be hitting round 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and stuff like that, or later, towards the end of the draft, 8th and later. And if you hit right on these players, man, you're gonna have a team that you'll be getting trade requests to the freaking sun come up. So yeah, I hope you guys like the video. Hey, look, I'm gonna put the video here. I think I already put the players already up. So happy drafting. I know some of y'all got a draft this weekend that's coming up. I'm pumping out more of content to you guys. So make sure you press the like button. Press the like button so your boy can feel appreciated and be motivated to do more videos. All right. Remember to check out the Flawless Fantasy Football Facebook page. That's where I'll be putting my weekly waiver wire information at. So just to let you guys know that, be a part of it. It's free. So see you then. See you in the next episode. Peace out. Remember to press like, holler at your boy. Comment. Let me know what you think about these players. Peace.